Jamal Lascelles, Carl Darlow, and you're watching Newcastle Fans TV.
Hello Newcastle Fans TV and welcome to the Tactics Whiteboard preview show, if you want to call it that. You know what happens now by now, surely. I already threw both sides of predictive lineups, potential tactics, formations. But we're going to move first to Reading and we'll look at Newcastle. Again, I'm going to apologise, I say this every time now, about the lights because it is really sunny. You can see it on both sides here behind us. So let's have a look. This is how Reading lined up against their 2-0 defeat against Wolves. There might be a couple of changes in the lineup, but I think the formation will be kind of similar. The kind of play, as you can see behind me, like a 4-3-2-1 formation, or the old Dutch system 4-3-3 or 4-5-1. It could change, depending on defensive and attacking minded, because Yapstam is Dutch, of course. Right, I think the defence and the goalkeeper will pick themselves. Ali Al-Habsi, we all know from the Wigan days, Bolton days as well, prone to the odd error, but he is capable of world-class performances. Chris Gunter, who had a great Euros, so Chris Gunter will be asked not so much to attack as much in this game. I don't think he'll push further on more than halfway on in this game, because we know that Newcastle will attack more now because the need to win a game. Newcastle, where I think Reading's best chance of getting something is on the counter. A beater on the left hand side. Now he's been converted into a left back as far as I remember, because I used to remember him being a winger. So he's very pacey, very quick, so he could potentially get up and down on that wing. McShane and Vandenberg, very tall, very Mitrovic would love to go against these guys. I don't think that they'll like to play against Dwight Gale because he's very small, quick, nimble. I think Mitrovic, these two guys would suit playing Mitrovic, so I think Dwight Gale's a good option on this game. Williams, we would actually link to the USA International. We were linked to heavily over the summer. He'll play defensive midfield alongside Evans. As far as I remember, Swift, who was signed from one of the Premier League sides, I think it's Chelsea or City, it's one of the two. He's a box-to-box midfielder, so expect him to get into the box as well. On the other side, now we all know about McCleary, who's had a couple of spells in the Premier League as well as a Jamaican international winger. He can play on left or right, but I'm going to put him on the left as far as I'm aware. Now McCleary is capable of scoring a worldie as well, so you've got to watch for him cutting in as well. So I feel that Daryl Janmaat will have his defensive duties more on this game, because McCleary, and he can also go down the byline as well with this as well. Now, looking on the other hand, Behrens, who is a winger himself on the right-hand side, typical old-fashioned winger, will like to get down the wing. It can also cut in, because most modern wingers nowadays are very flexible of moving around. Now, Kermit Grant, who didn't really hit it off with Bournemouth, Reading, and also the Reading FC away guys, who his YouTube channel have said that their main problem is up front. They haven't really got an out-and-out striker, so they'll probably just play the one in front. Now, Kermit Grant is a very old-fashioned English centre forward. He's not English, of course, he's French, but he's very old, elbows, brutal. You like to hold it up, forceful. So looking at that on paper, if I just move back a bit, the problems I feel are probably going to come from the wingers. That's how Newcastle need to watch out for, and Kermit Grant getting delivery from the boxes. Let's move across to Newcastle and how they lined up last time, and also what I think the changes will need to be. Okay, apologise about the lighting again. Right, so this is the Newcastle lineup that played against Huddersfield and got beat. But there's 4 players missing who I would like to see changed, and you can probably guess looking at that lineup. If you can guess that within 5 seconds, the left back, the right winger, the defensive midfield, and the number 10, you've done well, you've done very well. You know your football, so well done. Right, okay then, so Sells will pick himself. Now there's a controversy in one of the other videos. If you look at another one of the videos about the Tim Cole video, a lot of you don't like Matt Sells. I think he's got to give him the chance first. I know it's only 2 games in, but with Tim Cole coming back from injury shortly, you need to win the games, and we'll see him from them. Janmaat, I think Janmaat will play right back. Some of you want to play right wing and maybe put Anita behind him. It's a good alternative, but I'd like to see Janmaat play again. I'll tell you why in a minute. So Janmaat will get forward as per usual. He's the best attacking defender, if that makes sense, in the squad, I feel. Centre backs will pick themselves, and Bemba and Lascelles. Now Lascelles, we know he's captain as well. We know that he hasn't had the greatest start. He's probably at fault for the Fulham goal, and maybe at fault for one or maybe even 2 against Huddersfield. But I think these two, I don't think they'll need to bring Clark or Hanley, and I think hopefully Rafa plays those two because they need to perform a partnership. There's no point keep changing his centre backs because they're not bringing a partnership in. Right, so obviously Paul Dummett's missing from left back. However, This is the man who I would like to see brought in if my pen would like to work. It is working, it will get there. So I would like to see Jesus Gamas coming at left back. Reason why is because he's not he's like Dummett, he won't get as far forward as much. He'll clatter you. He will just literally clatter if you get past him, which I think Newcastle need on the counter, because Newcastle are going to go out and attack. This man, if you get past him, he'll just bring you down. He doesn't care. He'll even take a yellow card for the team, which I feel sometimes you have to in life, in football. So Gamas for me will bring it left back. He's steady, he's Eddie. At least he won't give the ball away. So right wing, Anita's missing, of course. So if I switch across actually. So Anita's missing from this side. So Matt Ritchie come on. We know that Matt Ritchie will play. So Matt Ritchie comes in here for me. Let's quickly write that in. Ritchie. I think I need a new pen. So Matt Ritchie will come in on the right hand side. For me, he was brilliant when he come on in the second half. I was literally in front of him in the Gallagher corner. I could see all of his play. He was literally outstanding. So he will come in at right wing. I don't think there's any shadow of a doubt about Ritchie. Now, looking at Shelby, I think Shelby, hopefully Rafa keeps him in the side. I don't think he was brilliant against Huddersfield, but what he does have, what the other midfielders don't, is he asks for the ball. He wants the ball all the time. Now, I know he likes to spray the Hollywood passes. You know he likes to bring them over here. He likes to do Hollywood balls over here. He likes to play it over the top, which is good, but sometimes you just got to have it simple. You've just got to play it simple. So, who's missing alongside him? Isaac Hayden is missing. I would like to see Isaac Hayden dropped. Not because he's a bad player, I think he's just too pretty on the ball. I would like to see a bit of bite coming in midfield, and because Chekcho, it won't be considered, that leaves the Ginger Ninja, Jack Colback, to come in at the side. I seriously need a new pen. I think I'll go to the shop and get one. So Jack Colback will come in the midfield. Now, yes, a lot of Toon fans don't rate him because he passes the ball square, but again, he's got a bit of bite about him, which I feel Newcastle will need, especially on the counter. Doesn't mind him going forward, he can just be the one who will sit there and just wait for a counter. I think Colback is a man for that. Rolanda Aarons on the left hand side, who played on the right hand side actually for about 25 minutes, half an hour against Huddersfield. I think he'll need to play. He didn't have the greatest game, but I think Aarons needs to play because we're lacking in wingers at the club at the moment. We know Rolanda Aarons likes to play on the outside and beat his man and cross it in. That's Rolando Aarons' game. He doesn't really come in here. He doesn't cut in from that side. I'm going to switch my pen actually. So Rolando Aarons will come in here, but you very rarely see him. So you very rarely see him come in. He'll go down the outside instead. Now Dwight Gale will play up front. A lot of people again criticising Dwight Gale. Well, why he's criticising him is the question. Yes, he scored, but if he's not getting service, he's not going to score. It's as simple as that. It's down to the midfielders for the strikers to score. All the world's best strikers will tell you, if you're not feeding the animal won't score. Well, what animal won't eat? You know what I mean by that. Right, to Dwight Gale. Now, Dwight Gale up against McShane and up against Vandenberg. I feel this is a benefit for him because he's little, nimble, will get on the end of things, whereas McShane and Vandenberg would probably prefer to play against Mitrovic, who we know suspended. So it leaves one man in to come in. Now, Mo Diarmi was this man who played in this position. I thought he was awful against Huddersfield. For me, I would like to see Jose Perez come in. Again, this pen doesn't want to work. It's because I washed the board before, that's why the pens aren't working. So for me, Jose Perez will come in at the side. I just think he's more clever on the ball. He's more smart than Diarmi. He'll run it in little pockets and everything, which is nice. But he needs to add goals to his game. So that's my lineup. What do you feel about that? Get your comments down there below. Do you agree? Of course. Do you disagree? It's all about opinions as well. So for me, as long as this man, I think this is key for me. As long as this man gets service, because we need Aarons, Shelby, Ritchie, Perez, all to feed him. And possibly chip them themselves. I think we're all going to win this game. I think we will turn Reading over. We've just got to be careful for their wingers on the counter-attack. Let me know what you think of the lineups, what do you disagree and so on. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win for Newcastle. I think the pressure's on them, but I feel Newcastle have got enough in them to turn that pressure and make it into a result. I've been Lee on behalf of Newcastle Fans TV. See you later.